Ladies and gentlemen, we have an update of the case that's sweeping hip hop. The Karen case of the year. Drake versus UMG. Now, if you saw my last video about this, UMG RKO Drake through a table with their response. And now Drake's team has responded. Before we get into that, protect hip hop culture at all costs. Link in the pinned comment. Hip hop is a sport. Go grab you one. I'm sending personal thank you videos to everybody who grabs it for the next, what is it, 8 days? I've been sending so many. So if you get one today, check your email. Or if you got one in the past, check your email. You might see my face. And you see why this is more important than ever because. So let's get right into it. Drake opposes UMG's attempt to halt discovery in Not Like Us defamation lawsuit. So that's what UMG, their last thing was about, was them halting the Not Like Us lawsuit because it's stupid and it's frivolous. So yes, that's what they are doing. So Drake's team responds to this. Drake's legal team has pushed back against UMG's request to pause the evidence gathering process in the ongoing defamation lawsuit over Kendrick Lamar's hit track Not Like Us. Let me read that again for all the people who be like, no, it's deeper than the Kendrick song. It's more than just the battle. Let me read this again. Slow for all the idiots in the back. Drake's legal team has pushed back against Universal's Music's request to pause the evidence gathering process in the ongoing defamation lawsuit over what? Kendrick Lamar's hit song Not Like Us. This just goes back to any of the people being like, how are you guys on UMG's side? Aren't you guys supposed to always blindly be on the artist side no matter what they're doing? No, nigga. The reason why we're on UMG's side, and by we, I mean me, I can't speak for anybody else, is because Drake found some way to make UMG the people who are protecting artistic integrity. And Drake is not. I'll say this every video. This lawsuit is anti-artistic expression, anti-freedom of speech, and anti-hip-hop, anti-battle rap, anti-art. Facts. If Drake would have got the consensus that he won, you think he would have been doing this? So why he ain't do it for back-to-back? The Karen has woke. And this to me this lawsuit stuff is worse than the diss track. It's worse than Not Like Us. In a letter to the judge, Jeanette, whatever, filed Wednesday, March 20th, and obtained by MBW Drake's attorney, Michael J, whatever, argues that UMG's request to freeze the discovery should be denied. Of course, this is what Drake's team is going to do. They have to do this to further it. And this lets me know that Drake is going to try to run this all the way to the end. And I really was hoping somewhere this dude was going to... It's too late because, like that's what I said, the respect level is... Because he's still rapping about who the real gangster is on Some Sexy Songs for You. He's still not changing anything about himself or still playing a gangster role, or he knows gangsters while suing niggas because he got made fun of too bad. In a battle that he engaged in, everything that he's suing Kendrick Lamar for, he literally asked. In AI Tupac's voice, he asked him to bring up the PDF stuff. You asked him, and then you sued him. Just like you asked Kai Cenat to stay on stream to stream your song, and then put him as an example in your legal paperwork as basically payola for Kendrick. I don't know how people defend this. And I also don't, the whole thing where there's some people like, yeah, I just don't pay attention to this. I don't care about that stuff. I just care about the music. Like, nah, this got to do with the music. Usually I don't care about stuff like that too, but there are stuff that you can do in real life that will affect your music. To me, 100%, 100%, and this is one of them. He used to be like a person that was really into battle rap. Nah. Drake's team said UMG failed to meet its burden. Drake's lawyer claims in a 4-page letter arguing that UMG's motion to stay discovery fails on all three factors court consider when evaluating such requests. Oh my God. Matter of fact, just run it all the way so we can really. Drake's lawyer's letter references the court's own statement that it is not the practice of this court to routinely stay discovery pending the outcome of the motion to dismiss, highlighting that such pauses are exception rather than rule. Okay, so he's saying the court said it is not the practice of the court to routinely stay discovery, which halt discovery pending the outcome of a motion to dismiss. So UMG is asking them to dismiss this, and also asking, I think, to halt the information gathering. But what Drake's lawyer is kind of kind of lawyering a little bit, is that the reason they're asking to not participate, to stop that, is because there's no point, because UMG believes that this will be dismissed. So he's basically saying you can't stop the information getting part before it's been dismissed, but UMG says stop that information getting part because this should be dismissed. So that's what they're doing. Come on, Drake. I thought it was where the function, man. Man, bro, why did you... There's a parallel universe where Drake just took his L, walked away, dropped sexy, and kind of just moved on, dropped sexy songs for you. Now, the culture is going to always be on this, just like Jay-Z and Nas, just like Tupac and Biggie. These guys are now symbiotically linked forever in the story of hip-hop. Their careers are linked together. But he would have been so much better off without these lawsuits, bro. Lame. The filing comes just one day after UMG asked the court for a stay of discovery, for a halt of discovery, with UMG's attorney, whatever, I'm not reading the attorney names, Ransom, I'll read that because his name is Ransom, arguing that courts in this district have emphasized that defamation defendants must be protected from unnecessary discovery to safeguard First Amendment protection. So UMG's lawyer is saying that in this district, defamation defendants, people who are defending the defamation, so which would be UMG, must be protected from unnecessary discovery to safeguard First Amendment things. So they're saying the lawyers are going back and forth, and I think UMG's lawyers are smoking way more, putting these niggas in an op pack. Okay, Drake's team challenges UMG's claims that the lyrics are mere opinion. A key part of UMG's dismissal argument is that the controversial content is not like us. Drake, you feel like a rapper, nigga? Hold on, bro. You feel like that same nigga that was pulling up with Smack and shit? Like, you think Smack and them would respect this, bro? You think Beasley would respect some shit like this, bro? They've had to go through legal stuff with RBE. You think they respect this game? You think they would respect this? That's why I feel betrayed as somebody who was sticking up for Drake in the battle rap world, bro. Like, I was sticking up heavy for him. And then you do this, which is just like, really, gang? Like when you be writing them tough ass lyrics, you still feel like, yeah, nah, this lands? When you was out here telling courts that they shouldn't be able to use lyrics because lyrics are hyperbole and artists should have the right to use lyrics, and you signing petitions and putting your name on stuff against that, you don't feel like a hypocrite, gang? See, I can't just passively listen to everything. I can't just shut off my brain and listen because, bro, like... And there's a lot of things you can do that I would still, but this one is crazy. Not like us should be considered protected opinion rather than factual statements. Yes. In a motion to dismiss filed March 17th, UMG contended that the diss tracks are protected opinion that can't be legally treated as a statement of fact, arguing that Drake lost a rap battle that he provoked in which he willingly participated. Facts! That's a few that make my moops. That's a make my moop they hit Drake with. That's a fact. Drake's team strongly disagrees with this characterization. Really? Really? You think? In their response, they claim that UMG's argument completely ignores the complainant's allegations that millions of people all over the world did understand the defamatory material as factual assertion that the plaintiff is a pedophile. No. I almost feel too like, how you gonna say what the world thought? How you gonna say, like, how do you prove that millions of people all over the world understood that this was factual assertion? Where do you get that? Did you do a poll, a survey? Where do you get that? Because I'm gonna keep it tall, bro. People were calling Drake that before this. You know that video of him kissing that? Like, and I'm like, yo, y'all want all this stuff to be brought back up, Drake? This is gonna be bad for Drake if this goes to court and they start bringing this stuff up. I'm telling you. Drake with the Millie Bobby Brown stuff. Go back and watch all these. If I'm UMG, what I'm doing is I'm going to YouTube and I'm showing all the different videos about Drake and Millie Bobby Brown, Drake and the girl on stage that he kissed, Drake and what was it, Lotto's sister, Drake and allegedly Drake and all of these videos before Not Like Us. For you to act like people thought that it was a fact because Not Like Us just said words and not because of the videos we've seen, the text messages we've seen? Come on, bro. I think Drake's whole team is just banking on acting like everybody's stupid. I think that's what it is. Like, the new letter argues Drake's lawsuit contains extensive documentation showing that the listener interpreted lyrics are making factual claims about Drake rather than just expressing artistic opinions. Bro, y'all are. Drake's lawyer also claims that UMG disregarded allegations that the statement in question and surrounding context implies that the allegations were based on undisclosed evidence and audience understood as much. No, they didn't. Stop saying what the audience understood. Y'all just saying what you need to say to make Drake look like more of a victim, nigga. You a victim. I don't know how Drake is so proud. This is what this lawsuit is, being proudly a victim. And then when you get on your songs and you're so braggadocious and you so, he going against people still, you still talk about Joe Budden, making fun of him in your records when you are a literal victim, man. This is what this lawsuit, all it is. Oh, God. Court. American government, save me! That's all that is, man. That's all this is. Drake team disputes that UMG's actual malice defense. Another important legal issue relates to the concept of actual malice, a critical standard in defamation case involving public figures like Drake. UMG's motion to dismiss asserts that Drake's complaint has not established actual malice on the part of UMG, with the company arguing that it released a rap diss track conveying fury, rhetoric, and insults, not factual assertions, much less false ones. And then also, why Drake and Drake's team is lame to me is if Drake didn't respond ever, and Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us drop, I would see this making more sense. He would still be a softie. He'd still be not hip hop, but I would see it. What makes it so lame is the fact that he did the same things on his songs. And the same company released his diss tracks. Drake, you lame for this, dog. I'm sorry, nigga. And you know you lame for this. You too smart to not know this is lame. You too smart for that. I don't know what mental gymnastics you're telling yourself right now, but I'm telling you if it's not right now, later on, if you already haven't happened, later on, you're going to be like, this was a bad idea. Drake's lawyer later argues that proper standard for actual malice requires showing statements were made with knowledge that the statement were false or with reckless disregard as their falsity. Drake's attorney claims that the complaint adequately pleads that UMG knew or had reason to know that the allegation of defamation material were false. How? No, I think UMG made a great point with the Millie Bobby Brown stuff. Nobody knows this shit is false. Nobody, just the same way we don't know it's true. How the hell do we know this is false? We're not around Drake. What are y'all talking about? They know it's false. How the fuck do they know it's false, bro? All right? And notes that UMG concedes that the allegations are not true. Yeah, which is why, well, they say it's hyperbole. UMG can say it's not true, but we don't know that, nigga. Right? Ibaka had a weird case, and so we don't know about the other stuff. I don't know what Drake be doing in his personal time. UMG brazenly, I'm not calling him a PDF, but to say we 100% know that he's not, that's like saying a person you don't know, we 100% know he's not a murderer. How? How do you know that? Only, okay, only him and his victims would know, I'm pretty sure. UMG brazenly continued to publish and promote the defamatory material, just like they did for Drake. Even after plaintiff's home was attacked by a gunman. After his businesses were defaced, Kendrick's murals were defaced too. So, after plaintiff made UMG aware of the falsity of the allegations and harm causing them, and UMG knew public belief of the allegations statement true. Yeah, but it's okay to say Kendrick beat his wife though, or his girl, and his kids aren't his. Discovery will not be overly burdensome, Drake's attorney argues. Drake's legal team disputes that UMG's argument. Okay, so basically they're saying that it wouldn't be a burden to UMG. UMG got to do it. According to UMG's letter of seeking to stay of discovery, Drake's legal team has requested confidential, proprietary, and highly commercial. So this is UMG saying, nigga, we're not giving you. You're requesting some weird stuff like Kendrick's contracts and anybody who works with him. UMG, which would also set a crazy precedent, has the burden to present specific facts. Drake's lawyer argues before claiming that UMG has not stated how long it expects the discovery to take. The cost associations with y'all. Anyway, bro. The letter points out, so they just want UMG to send that stuff. I'm going to paraphrase because it's taking too long now. They're just crying. And the statement reported previously, UMG requests a stay. Drake fears evidence preservation, issue of discovery delay. Drake's team expresses a serious concern about not just UMG's preservation of documents, but preservation by third parties as well, including with the respects to categories of electronic stored information, all that are not allowed, always subject to regular business record keeping practices such as mobile data. So Drake's team has serious legal concerns that they're not able to look through other artists and other people's paperwork. I'm gonna be covering this whole case because I'm very interested, and I think this is bigger than. I mean, this is like the hip hop will take. Either way this goes, hip hop will be affected. In essence, Drake's attorney claims that important evidence, particularly communication on mobile devices, might not be properly preserved if the document proceeds to delay. The letter is also stating the plaintiff's injuries occurred by the day, and plaintiff has sought injunctive relief. The injuries? Drake's lawsuit against UMG's filed again promote false. The discovery is latest development. Okay, yeah. So yeah, and the word they're gonna have to. I didn't say it here, but they're gonna have to amend a lot of stuff. Both sides are amending things in their things. So we gonna keep following this and see how it goes all the way through. Nasty work, bro. Nasty.